Howdy, y'all. Alright, so I am creating this video because, believe it or not, it's recently come to my attention that the name of my channel is going to cause some red flags. And while I orchestrated that on purpose, I want you to understand that when it comes to what I am doing with this channel, understand that God comes first when it comes to this channel. Now, with that in mind, Ministry of God and Guns. One, I think it's catchy. Two, when someone come across it on YouTube and they see it, well, at the very least, it's going to pique their interest. Because when you think of God, one of the most common things that is associated with God is love. And you would be right. God is love. God is all about love. God is not about violence. God is not about. He is not about he's not about any of that. With that in mind, understand that in today's society, the two do not have to be mutually exclusive. In my intro to channel video, I told you that I am a Christian, and I told you that I am a gun owner. And these two are true. What you don't know is that prior to me becoming saved through Christ, I'm not going to give you a whole lot of details. It's not important. It doesn't really matter. I had been in an unfortunate situation in which I had to take a man's life. This was before I got saved. This was before, this was before I started taking God seriously, so on and so forth. I was a bouncer, and, I had to do what I had to do. That's all I'm going to say about it. Understand that there is a stigma when it comes to guns. While I understand that, I also want you to understand that just because you are confronted with a situation in which you have to take another life, it does not mean that you are not worthy of salvation. And so, when you think of the two, understand that with that in mind, like I said before, the two do not have to be mutually exclusive. I stand before you here, right now, today, saved from all of my sins because I had accepted the fact that Jesus Christ died on the cross for all of my sins. That means past, present, and future. Now, obviously, we're gonna get more in depth with this later on. I also want you to know that there's a secondary reason behind bringing guns into this YouTube channel, and that is also because of the fact that I like guns. I'm an avid, I'm an avid gun enthusiast. Okay, so I thought it would be a cool way to introduce two things that I find very important into this channel. Now, while they do relatively remain separate, I also want you to be aware that despite the many things that are important to God, unfortunately, things aren't so black and white. What you can remain confident is God created the world, He created us, He loves us. Whether you believe that or not, it's true. He does. And therefore, it does not mean that some things, some behaviors do not become necessary, whether they're opposing or not. So understand that no matter what you've done and what you will have to do in the future, God loves you. God created you. That's never going to change. And so that's what the focus of this channel is going to be about. It's going to be about reaching those people that don't think that they are worthy of God's grace, God's mercy, God's love, and most importantly, the ultimate gift of salvation because of something that they think God could never forgive. People are too focused on the law of good and evil. While the law of good and evil does not serve to tell you that if you do this, there's no way you can go to heaven. The law of good and evil stands as a set of guidelines for you to follow, but that does not mean that these are the laws that you must follow or you will never receive salvation. I'm sorry. God loves everybody, no matter what you've done. And I cannot stress that enough. It has taken me a very long time for me to understand that, but I do. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to share that with you. I'm here to show you that no matter what you've done, God loves you. God will always love you, no matter if you believe it or not. Alright? Thanks, guys. Again, stay tuned. I love you. And remember, God loves you too. Alright. Adios.